All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who teach and rule well, and Shalom to the elect, pushing his truth in all sincerity. Shalom to the 144,000, first and foremost, pushing his truth in all sincerity in the four quarters of the earth. It's your brother Tabaya, Yahweh coming at you with a quick lesson, Lord willing, it's edifying. So like I'm a little under the weather, but bear with me. If I clear my throat, which I do a lot anyways, but the elders, Elder Yashawamba of the Dallas GMS camp and Elder Manatazakba of GMS South Carolina, it's like did a Hebrew Israelites open forum, GMS Dallas, GMS SC, and I just caught on to something that that brothers might, want to listen up to. Some advice, some good advice, particularly from the Elder Yashawamba on how to deal with this devil, with his temptation, and ultimately, that ultimate temptation coming from that sea hip. And I'll read it. This is the ultimate temptation, but we're going to have temptations that's going to lead up to that, man. That's going to not sit well with you, This is Revelation 13 and 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand. You go into the word mark, it is charagma or charagma. All right, meaning a scratch, an etching, a stamp, a badge of servitude. Servitude meaning what? Let's go ahead and get a quick definition for servitude. Well, we don't have to go through all that. Servitude is slavery. All right, it says, or sculptured figure. That sculptured or graven mark. It says statue. So that sculptured figure is that RFID micro C hip. Okay, and so just saying that to say that this devil knows these prophecies. His elite do, especially. And so he's gonna push out temptations out there that may not sit well with your spirit. And so without further ado, I'm gonna go to this word of advice from the elders. Right, it was at the 28 and 28:30 mark, 28:35 mark. Right.
You want to say something, Elder?
Yo, yeah, absolutely right. I'm just gonna read this brother precept. I got a precept actually. Second Ezra chapter 2. I'm gonna go there and just go straight to the point. I'm gonna bring it up now. This brother Yasharala 144 said, "I had to walk away from my job because of the, because you see the numbers there, because of that Squid Game, the Juicy Juice, whatever brothers call it, arm candy,
Capri Sun.
Yep, Capri Sun. I had to walk away from my job because of that. You said the test. Had to take the test or lose your job. Now, I don't know. What are your views on that test? I never took one, but the test is not the same.
If
Putting that thing up your nose.
I wouldn't want to put nothing in my nose.
Me either. I wouldn't want to do that shit.
In my nose,
Hell no.
And I've gotten around all that, so far. So the spirit, be with, and don't do nothing that condemns your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we tend to hear the voice of the Lord, telling us what decision to make. And sometimes we get, kind of scared, to step out on what the Spirit is telling you. But, at the end of the day, the Lord got us.
Oh, and Salakia, um, give me a moment. Well, while I get this technical difficulty taken care of, I will say that this is why I'm gonna go ahead and bring out some precepts real quick while I'm getting this thing fixed. Check. Okay. All right. This is give me a moment because I know this thing's about to kick in. Now I want to act like it don't want to kick in.
Nope, Capri Sun. I had to walk away.
All right. So, all right. This is Proverbs 3 and verse 5. Trust in the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. When you go into the word heart, it goes back to your mind. So we're not to lean unto our own understanding. So when the Lord says in Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. You don't trust that bastard, man. All right? Who's our enemy? Esau, Edom, so-called white man. All right? And see, what happens is the flesh kicks in and you start to think like, shit, well, if I do this, I'm going to lose my job. Or if I don't do this, I might not get this or whatnot, man. Now, this is the battle between the flesh and the spirit. This is why the scriptures say a man shall not live by bread alone, man. Okay? Proverbs 3 and verse 6, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. That's right, man. So, as the scriptures say, pray without ceasing. That's a literal, man. That's our contact with our power, man. This is why the nations were so fervent trying to sever that tie, man, that umbilical cord, that spiritual umbilical cord between the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and his people, man, Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, those scattered throughout other nations. All right, because they knew that if they could keep us from our power, or if they could sever that connection, then we would be weak and we would be able to be taken down. All right, so I mean that's a strange, as the scriptures say, what does it say? Strangeness of our salvation. Because it's going to be even it's going to be even stranger. Salaki, I'm trying to multitask here. I'm not the greatest at multitasking. Right. Yeah, that salvation, or that saving salvation, goes back to the word to be saved, man, from trouble. Right. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5 and verse 2. When they see what? Our enemies, 2/3 of our nation, the other nations, when they see it, they shall be troubled with fear. They shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. Salaki, I'll read that from the top. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him. That's right. The righteous man, the Israelites, particularly the 144,000, all right, that are pushing this truth out in the four quarters of the earth, via the internet, via highways and byways, highways and hedges going out, in the elements, you know, in and out of season, as the scriptures say. And we're standing with great boldness in the face of our adversary, man, the so-called devils. I mean, not the so-called, the devil, the so-called white man.